Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Can't Stop Talking podcast. I have a very special guest. It's our first guest, actually, which is so exciting. And it's my current client, Molly. She asked to be on this podcast because she has so much to share with you guys. And I was like, 100%, you have to come on. Like, I can't wait to have you. So, welcome our first guest.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I cannot believe I'm the first guest. I didn't realize that. But yeah, it's such an honor to just be able to be the first guest on your podcast.
Oh, thank you so much, my love. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. All they know right now is that you're my client. And I'm like, there's so much more to her.
Well, thanks. So my name is Molly Connolly. I am a women empowerment coach where I help women who are basically overwhelmed overachievers get the results they want in their career and their relationships. So specifically helping them either, find their meaning or purpose in their career, or actually going from single to dating to married, or even dealing with the ups and downs of relationships. So I believe that women can have it all because I have it all now with both of those areas in my life.
1,000%. You guys, as her coach, I literally listen to like our voice notes and I'm like, okay, so tell me how you went from single to being in a healthy marriage. Like I learn just as much from her as she does from me. So I love it. So tell us, what containers have you been in my space before?
Well, so this is really interesting. I have to do this little moment where I remember when I first followed you, which was probably November of 2020. And it might've been right when you were like getting off of doing all the quotes and you were starting to show yourself more. And I was like, who is this girl? This girl's awesome. I freaking love her. And so it wasn't until the end of December of 2020 when you're like, I'm going to do a month of manifesting. And I had just been learning about manifesting. And I was like, let's do this. And so it was a really awesome thing. I think there was like 30 women maybe in this group. And this is when like you tried it on Instagram, and then we were doing lives with other people, and we learned every single week different manifestation techniques. So I did that one. Gosh, I definitely seductive sales. That one I really love. I will say this though, I feel like I had to do some inner work before I could really start implementing that one. But you have access to it for your entire life. So like I'm going back through right now and tweaking things for my business. So those are my two that I know I've joined other ones. I can't even remember because there's been so many that I've enjoyed. And then I just finished the 6 weeks mini mastermind, which I am so glad I joined and jumped in, because I definitely know that I needed the support, and not even just like the support from you, but like even working with the other women and getting to know them. It was wonderful, as well as I would never have figured out, even on the last day, we figured out there was something that needed to change in my business, which is why I'm doing the 1-day Voxer with you like this week. So if you haven't worked with Sam before, this is definitely something for you to check out. At least one thing.
I love you so much. And this is why this episode's so special, because she's literally been with me from the beginning. And I think that's so special. And I think people forget about the online space, especially coaching, that like nurturing these relationships. And like, I wouldn't have cared. I always told Molly, like, I don't care if you buy. Like you were always in my DMs, and I was like, whenever's right for you, literally. And then she finally, more higher level, went into the mini mind, and I was like, this is the perfect time. And it's been 2 years since our relationship. And I'm like, I love that. Like everyone go at their own pace, build these amazing relationships. We're going to be together for life now. Like you're stuck with me. And
dang it.
And so I love that. And yeah, you're totally right. You guys might not know this, but I've told this on the podcast that I literally started my page as a quotes page. So no one even knew who I was. And then I started showing up. So that's so special that you were here since that time. Everyone has their own journey, which is just so funny.
Yeah. And I think this was even before live. So it was like an IGTV, and like, obviously that's so obsolete now, but it was definitely the story of you talking about, which I love these, of how you left your job and your dad didn't know. And then how you manifested the house you currently live in. I was like, I have to join the month of manifesting. She manifested a house. Like,
And I'm
So,
still at this house. I love it.
so that was awesome.
So true. So you specifically were like, I want to come on this podcast because I need to tell everyone about what you manifested in your month of manifesting,
Mhm.
which is insane. And she's such a good storyteller, you guys. I can't wait for her to tell us everything, but she just ran through with me the list and I'm even shocked. I had no idea. So yeah, tell us everything.
Yeah. So right before you did the month of manifesting, which started obviously in January, you were still giving out information about how to manifest.
Mhm.
And before I met you, I basically gave my soon to be husband, I didn't know at the time, being like, hey, I think we should get married. And he's like, great, let's figure this out. So I had shown him the ring I wanted, but a girl doesn't want to wait. So I'm like, I know we're getting engaged. Why don't I have the ring? And so November hits. I asked for this in October, and November hits, nothing happens. And then December starts, and I am getting antsy, and I'm starting to pick up on his movements of like, I have to go check on presents. I have to go check on this. And I'm like, what's going on? Is he going to get a ring in time? Like, because I was manifesting, I'm like, he will propose to me by the end of the year. I was so frustrated. I'm like, I want this. I know I'm getting it. I want it now. But part of the reason was because I'm like, I don't think he understands how long it is to get like a wedding dress. It's during the pandemic. Like he has no idea, which will lead into the next thing of manifesting. But he was, the ring story is really funny, but at the same time, like I was expecting it on Christmas because he was so excited. Like, let's pose by the tree. Let's do this. And it was nothing.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so, yeah, my heart like dropped. I have these pictures of us from Christmas and you can tell like I'm completely like fake smiling because I'm like, where's the ring? So it was so bad. But so we went out for dinner for New Year's Eve. It was probably the first time since the pandemic. And this was before like, the vaccine came out. And so everyone's really still really cautious. It's our first time really going out for dinner.
Wow.
And where we lived at the time was in downtown Omaha. And in this rooftop building, we went all the way to the rooftop with other people watching fireworks. And then we come back down into the apartment. And he goes to open the door for me. And I'm taking off my jacket. And I see him kneeling down with the ring. And I don't even hear what he says because I'm like, oh, thank God it's here. So I was so excited because he had actually proposed the last day of the year. So
I'm freaking out. This story's so good. And for you guys, we didn't really give you a background, but month of manifesting, I did it right when I started my business and we're redoing another month, which is just so exciting. We're doing it in January. So if you want to be in this, it's only $77 right now. Just message me. But basically, Molly found me. She was just getting into manifesting. And then she saw I was doing this month of manifesting, which basically I teach you guys my exact process for how I've called in everything from my house to this job to my clients to literally anything you can think of. But so was that story happened right before you joined the month of manifesting?
literally like 2 days before month of manifesting. And so for
Wow.
me, I was still taking like some of the basic techniques you'd already started talking about.
Oh my
But
gosh.
when we got in the month of manifesting, like, you talked about the different techniques, like maybe it was like one every week or something like that. And what I realized for me is that the scripting wasn't working as much as me actually saying it out loud. And so the next thing I manifested within that week, the first week, was a part-time job. I already had a full-time job, but our goal was to move to St. Louis by June. And obviously it's January, but I needed to have a part-time job in order to make that happen. I have zero connections in St. Louis. I didn't know what I was going to do. And a friend of mine that I had been coaching at the time contacted me and was like, hey, I got this really awesome opportunity. I know your background's in digital marketing. Would you want to join part-time? And then maybe we'll go full-time later. And I was like, yeah, because all I said to myself was like, how am I going to get a job, a part-time job? I'm curious, like what I don't want to do marketing anymore, really, but I guess if I have to, I will. And so I just became curious. And that allowed like so much more space for it to develop.
Oh, and that was a week into a month of manifesting.
Yeah.
That story gives me chills because I feel like everyone's like, I have to know the how. It's like, no, once you just open yourself up, that is out of thin air, that job.
Yeah, because I mean, I had been coaching my friend on her own career opportunity. I was career coaching her about possibly either going back into corporate or doing consulting. And so she had taken this position of consulting with her best friend's husband. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And they lived on the East Coast and all this other stuff. And then I'm just like out of the blue, she's like, I want you with me. And I'm like, oh,
Right.
great.
That's insane. And I remember you being one of, so we have a testimonials group on Facebook so that everyone can get like really excited. And I remember you being one of the first, you like messaged me and I was like, we need to put this in the group.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't remember when I messaged, but I was like, holy cow, this is working right now.
Yes.
Instantly.
And
So
that's the cool thing about manifestation. I think that when you work it, it works. But that's why I make the month starting in January when you can like start these habits, because people are like, it's not working. It's like, well, are you actually doing it? Like, it's just like going to the gym. You actually have to do it. And that's why this accountability and seeing the testimonials, it's like, oh, this does 1,000% work for the people who work it.
yeah. So what's funny is that after that, I was manifesting something else, which is my favorite manifestation story, which is my wedding dress.
Yes. I love
So,
that story.
oh my God. So I went on to Pinterest and I have had so quick backstory, previously married, divorced. It's been 11 years since being divorced and then married, had horrible dating experiences. It was so much fun. But in that meantime, I was that girl that would go on to Pinterest and be like, I love this. I love that. I want this in my wedding, all those things. And I wanted to start over. So I found new dresses that I was looking for. And I saw this one and was like a lace mermaid with a deep V, very low back, form-fitting with a train. And I was like, this looks classy and elegant and romantic at the same time. Where's this dress? Well, let's say, so it's what? Now probably November or December of 2020, and I'm trying to figure something out. And the dress is from a boutique called Made with Love out of Australia. And this is a 2019 spring dress. And so my heart is broken because I had previously worked for the Not Weddings, and I know how fast dresses turn over. So I was upset because I'm like, I know more than likely this dress is not going to exist. So I need to find something that's similar. So at the time, my dress budget was going to be $500. So I went onto Lulu's. I went onto like other dress, like cute little dress sites. I found something that was similar. I would buy it. I'd try it on. I'd be like, this is hideous on me. I don't know what this looks like. Sending it back. And so by the time Brad proposed, I was able to be like, hey, Mom, let's set up some time to go to some local bridal shops. And so that was like middle of February. And by this time, I'm still looking for a dress that is so similar to this.
Oh.
And it was frustrating because I couldn't find anything. So I said, I'm going to up my budget to $2,000 and we'll see what happens. And so I made 2 appointments, and one of them was called Sample and Story. It's a bridal boutique that takes all the sample dresses that they had for the year and do like not like a trunk show, but sometimes they do them like every few months, but you can go and try on these sample dresses. So I had this amazing experience with them going online and selecting a different types. Doesn't mean that they're going to be there, but it helps them figure out what I might like.
Love
so
that.
I walk in and they have 4 dresses picked out for me. But here's kind of the kicker for me, because I was a little out of it. I was a little tired because I actually was hungover.
Yes. My favorite clients. They all get it.
So I had been doing dry January and I continued dry January, into February because I wanted to make sure I was like whatever for my dress.
Yep.
And so the night before, I was so excited that, my husband was wanting to move forward with this job that he was interested in, that we had like some wine, and I had 3 glasses of wine, woke up the next day, not a good idea, didn't feel great, but I just showed up. I'm like, all I'm doing is putting on dresses. Who knows if I'm going to get one today? And so I put on the first dress. It's really lacy. It's kind of heavy. It's got the V. It's got kind of the back. I don't really know. looks really nice. My mom's in love with it. And I'm like, okay, let's just keep going. I get another dress on and it's another lace, but it's an A-line. It's got some nude color. I'm like, not my thing. The third dress reminds me of it wasn't 1950s. We'll just say like it was a silk dress, very nice mermaid A-line with no straps. And then there was a fourth dress and I can't really call what it was, but this is now like 2 or 3 hours. Well, we'll just say 2 hours.
Wow.
Because I started going through other dresses and I couldn't find anything and the hangover is just getting worse. And
Yes.
I'm like, I either need a sandwich and a nap or I need to sadly throw up and go to bed. Like it's either sandwich or throw up. So I decide to get some fresh air. No one else knows I'm hungover, which is funny because not even my mom had a clue.
I love this.
So I get some fresh air. I come back in and I was like, I think I know what dress I want. And so they put all 4 dresses in the changing room. And I said, I will come out with it on. And I was going to go for the very silky, classy mermaid that had like strapless. I was like, it's this one. Well, I had to run to the bathroom really quick because it's been a while since I had to use the restroom. Come back and I go to touch the dresses and I touch the silky one. And then I touch the first one with lace. And instantly I'm like, nope, it's the lace dress. So now I'm getting chills.
Oh,
I put it on, not realizing anything. I'm like, this dress is gorgeous. I feel like this is what I'm supposed to wear, who I'm supposed to be for my wedding day. I come out, my mom is crying. The ladies are so excited. They want to do some like embellishments or whatever. And I was just kind of like passed on it because I was like, we need to go.
Yep.
So finally I tell them that I'm hungover and I'm ready to pay for the dress. And they're like, oh, it's $2,000. And because before you never saw the prices. And I was like, really?
Oh my gosh.
It's $2,000. And I was like, that's right at my budget. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh.
So then they say, we've been wanting to sell this dress for so long. We've had it since 2018 winter. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah, it's a sample dress from this designer from Australia called Made with Love. And I'm like, now I'm getting chills again. And I'm like, okay. And I said, what's the dress's name? Because every dress from this company has a name. And they're like, it's Zyla. And I was like, that's my dress.
Oh my God. I'm tearing up. I'm freaking out.
So hungover me is super excited, but it's like, I need to go nap. But at the same time, like I couldn't have imagined it. There was no way. And it was the first dress I put on. There is no way that could have happened other than manifesting it, because I took the actions to try to find something similar and nothing would work but that dress. And what's another thing is that it fit me perfectly other than needing to hem like the straps. Because if you have to do any sort of alterations with lace, it's super expensive. So it was just like made to fit me. That's what they said. I was like, oh my God.
This story is I haven't like heard this story in so long, but I actually haven't heard it in depth like this.
Yeah.
This is so much wilder than I ever could have imagined. And the coolest part about manifesting is that people are like, how do you know when you manifest it? Like, you know, when you have those friends that are like, okay, but you just like, no, like this is a pure story of you brought that dress that you saw into your existence. And there's no doubt in my mind. None. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I mean, I was floored. And what's crazy is that later on after the wedding, or actually probably into the summer, I told my husband that I manifested this dress. And I got him to start believing in manifesting because I had mentioned that I've been able to manifest some things. And so the next thing we manifested together was his salary for his new job.
We love a supportive king. We love one. Yes, tell us about it. Because people are always asking me, can I manifest for someone else? You can manifest with someone else. Yeah.
Exactly. And I will say that this process made him a believer to where now he can manifest small things like a gift card at a drawing at like his triathlon club. Like he's been able to do that before. It's crazy.
I love that.
Yeah. So I'm like, let's manifest bigger, honey. Let's go.
Yes. Yes. So what was it like manifesting together the salary? I love that.
So what worked well for him was either thinking it and not saying it or
Mm.
scripting it. So I asked him what his current salary was. And then I said, don't tell me, but I want you to write down what you want for your current salary, as well as then put it into the present tense, like you just accepted it.
Yes.
And I
Yep.
said, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to say, Brad received an offer for this
Yes.
amount. So that was how we were able to direct it. He came upstairs. It was probably the end of February. And he shows me the offer letter and he's so excited. And I'm like, oh man, that sucks. And he's like, what? And I go, this is $5,000 less than what I manifested for you. And he said, that's $5,000 more than what I was manifesting for myself.
You guys got the middle. I'm freaking out.
Yes.
This is why I always say dream big. That's amazing.
Yeah. It was awesome. Like from that point on, he was like, I am going to be trying to manifest. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's super cool. Like, this is a thing. Like, let's do this.
It's so funny because it's like the people that don't believe me, I am not a convincing state. Like, I'm like, you either change your life and you're on the side of us being like the happiest, most excited people able to turn any situation around, or you don't. And I don't have to convince you otherwise.
Right. And you know, what's awesome is that I feel like when manifesting, excuse me, for someone else, it's like the inner work that you have to do for your manifestations to work sometimes isn't there, because I was like, he is so deserving. And I actually did that too as part of my manifestation. I would say all the reasons why he deserved this amount. And I would say them out loud and I would be sure of it and demanding. And it's like, there it goes.
I
So
love that. I love that so much. And that's the thing, you have to feel worthy, like you said, that he put. I mean, I love that story because obviously it worked out hilariously and like you guys got the middle, but it kind of shows you that like, yes, you can manifest for someone else, but they have to feel truly worthy. And that's kind of the bulk of the month of manifesting, is getting you to, I give you all the techniques and you get to choose which. I'm not a coach, you know, who I'm like, here's this one technique. Like I will tell you all the techniques. You're going to pick one that you like to stick to, but it's also about getting you to that place of believing, worthy, feeling like your best self. What more could you want bringing in 2023? You know what I mean?
exactly. And I think what also helped was being able to have me tell him, like, you do deserve a good amount of money, so that it helped him with his manifesting, because he had a horrible career or job before, or whatever you want to say. But
Absolutely. No, but here's the difference, you guys. You could join Month of Manifesting after listening to this and be like, oh, it's going to change my world, and nothing happens. Why? Because Molly puts in all the work. As her coach, when I tell her to do something, she does it. Coming into the Month of Manifesting, she was in there. She was in the testimonial. She was doing it. She was working the work. And she has even more manifestation stories for us, which is insane. But you can see that it's just like riding a bike. It's like you have to do it. I mean, I guess riding a bike is a bad idea, but I'm not good at riding a bike. It's just like losing weight. And I hate the analogy of losing weight because everyone's perfect, but you got to go to the gym. You got to eat healthy, and it over time all adds up until it manifests. And so if you're going to join this, so I want to say, get ready to do the work, and it's not hard work. It's just, you got to do it.
right.
Yeah.
And I feel like I said, some of the easier things for me to manifest were either ones that I knew I deserved it, or I was really curious and taking action. So the next thing we manifested was our current apartment, because there wasn't anything available that was really going to fit our space. And we wanted a place that had a gym. It was going to be a bonus if they had a pool. And this is one of the only areas, I don't know how many, in what radius, my husband said it was like mile radius, that has a pool with an indoor pool with their apartment, so that if I wanted to swim laps, I could.
Wow.
So that was fun and huge. So I know that story is really quick, but it was one of those where we went down here, looked at 3 apartments, and knew after researching, obviously, that this was going to be the one. And they didn't have anything open in June when we wanted to come down. And so I said, screw it, let's come down in April. And
Yes.
so we made it work. So like sometimes it's the timing too. Like, okay, well, how bad do you want your manifestation? If it says it's not available till June, or nothing's available in June, but there's something available in April, you have to make that choice of how bad you want that manifestation. Okay, it's right there in front of you. Either take it or leave it.
Oh, And you know what? Something I love that you said about your marriage happening on the last day of December is what I think is cool is most people would have given up. They would have said, okay, I'm just going to get proposed to in the new year. The huge, huge part of manifesting, and you guys are going to get so many more tips in month of manifesting, but we can't help ourselves, is believing it till the end, like literally till the last second, being like, it's going to happen. I don't know how, but it's going to happen. And having that faith till the very end. I say even after the end, like I will have clients get in after I've closed something. I just had what you joined last night, the Voxer support. I opened up one more spot and someone this morning was like, I was driving, I really wanted that spot. Can I please have it? And I was like, yep, exactly. So it's believing even after. So I love that. Each of your stories too are just so unique, but show that like manifest, there's no doubt in my mind that all of these were completely you manifesting it.
Yeah. And I would even say for him proposing on New Year's Eve, it was one of those where I'm like, oh, he'll do it when the time is right. So like, I even kind of let it go. And I'm a type A control person. So it was kind of hard to let it go. But like you said, I was like, I had already demanded that was going to happen at the end of the year. But I was like, we only have 5 hours left. He's not going to do it. He doesn't have the ring or something, but I'll get it at some point. I still believed I would. And that's when it happened, obviously. So it was like, fantastic.
I love that. And I think a lot of people, that's so good because they're so scared of their thoughts. Like being like, if I like you being like, oh, he doesn't even have the ring, it's not going to happen. Like if you do manifesting correctly, which will teach you how, then you don't have to be as worried about your thoughts manifesting everything and being like, it's not going to happen. Once it's done, it's decided, it's coming to you, period. That's how I feel.
Yes, for sure. I was trying to write down even more things that have happened, but I know that the last one that's happened recently is being able to like work with you. I think I said it to you sometime this year that I was like, I know that I'm going to work with you by the end of the year. And this might have been like August or September, because you had another like mini mind and I just couldn't join at the time. And then I said, screw it, I'm doing it. This is what I want. And like I said, I've obviously worked with you before within like your smaller containers, but it's not the same in a way of like working with you in a mini mind and one-on-one coaching. I can't even imagine like the shifts and moves that your ladies make. So
I love you so much. And in 6 weeks, you guys, she did so much. It's insane. But it's funny because as much as you wanted to work with me, I wanted to work with you. Like, and I hate when I find that a lot of coaches are like, yeah, they said that they're manifesting working with me. Like, I'll never see them again. When anyone says they're manifesting working with me, I literally get so excited. Every time someone said that, they've manifested it. And it feels even better. It feels even more exciting. And to have you in that container was like everything I wanted. And the shifts and the moves and the stuff that you've made, it's just like insane. It's insane. I love what you said. Oh, keep going.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love what you said. She made a post and she was like, I was able to do in 6 weeks what I wasn't able to do in 6 months. And I'm like, that's what I want for containers. Like, that's it.
I mean, I have been in other containers where people are like, oh, I'm a coach, but they don't coach, they teach. And I'm still like hooked in. I'm like, oh, I'm learning all the things. And with you, like I would learn something, but then you'd be like, ooh, that's a limiting belief right there. And I'm like, shit. And you would push me. And you pushed me in ways where like, if it came up with like a friend who's also a coach, she wouldn't challenge me enough for me to like realize my money mindset was off. My limiting beliefs about what possibly either like clients would think of whatever content I wanted to put out or how I might want to shift my business. Like I realize now, even when we were talking about how you discussed the transformation, I was having such a hard time with that until like Friday.
I love that.
So now it's like, oh, I've done the work with you. You've helped me break limiting beliefs. I've learned from you. And I'm like, oh, the transformations are so easy to see now.
And that's the craziest part. I can't wait for you guys to see where Molly goes next. At the end, she'll say ways to work with her. But oh my God. So it's so funny. The last day we just had insane breakthroughs that I was like, I'm so sad this is the last day because I need to work with you more. So that's why she did the day of Boxer. But where her business is going, and just, it's so funny because I think that people think it's like one breakthrough, but it felt like it was a series of breakthrough to now you got to that point where it's like your business is about to explode. But just a high level, basically she's going into her niche of basically doing career and love, and her story on love just makes me be like, you need to help all these women who want what you have, because she has, like she said, everything. And until she was able to see that, now it's like everything's going to come to you. It's going to be, I mean, I can't even wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm really excited for sure, because just like a quick niche background, I started coaching because I wanted to work with former athletes with fixing their identity after sport. And then it was working with older female athletes that no longer see themselves as athletes. They see themselves as high achievers. And then you and I were working on the high achievers thing. And I realized that's not what I'm communicating. It's actually an overachiever. And then wait a minute, why is the overachiever struggling so much? Well, I'm like, well, because she has problems with her career and relationship. And so then you and I start talking about the transformations, and I realized all the work I've done in 14 years, from going to single to married to divorce to hating online dating to dating people was like not worthy of, like, we should not have dated. Let's just say that we were not on the same plane. And then hating online dating again, to basically swearing off all men, to going to therapy, and then really learning how to love myself, breaking off from dating, to then trying online dating again. And how I met my husband was even more fun. Online dating can work. So
yes. Guys, this story, and we didn't even discuss that we were going to talk about this story, but I really think it'll inspire someone who is currently single to not settle. And my big thing is I am not a settler. And so, yeah, I would love for you to tell a little bit about the story of how you guys met.
Okay. How far back do you want me to go?
I love the psychic part. So if you want to share, but I just think that anyone who is feeling that way, because I feel like I am the pickiest girl in the lot. And then you're kind of my expander, where it's like, you guys will hear the story, but when you're told that it's okay to be picky, it lets all those limiting beliefs go, that if you're too picky, you're not going to find a man. Nope. You're going to find the perfect man if you're picky. So let's hear what.
Yeah. Okay, great. So super crazy was I was working what I thought was my dream job, and I got let go, and I was super happy about it. And my friend was like, what are you going to do next? I'm like, I don't know. And she said, you need to talk to my friend who's a life coach, and you need to talk to my friend who's a psychic. And I was like, I'll do the psychic first.
Yep.
And so the psychic was telling me, like, yes, you're supposed to be a life coach. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. And then I said, so why haven't I found love yet? It's been, gosh, what year was that? I said, it's been 7 years of being divorced, terrible dating experiences, swearing off men. Like, what's wrong with me? And she's like, nothing's wrong with you. She's like, you need to stop listening to other people and be as picky as you want. Oof. She's like, you deserve a certain thing because that's what you're looking for. And her example was, if you don't like a man wearing green socks, do not date a man that owns or wears green socks. And I was like, all right, I love it. That picky. So I had created this crazy list of things, basically the things that I had learned that I don't want or do want in a relationship. And I listed out 63 different things.
Yes.
When I was dating people, they weren't even making it to like halfway.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I'm such a pain. I am probably never going to meet this person. And then after talking to the psychic, I was like, okay, there's a chance. I had stopped online dating, and I got on like on a Tuesday. And he was one of the first people that messaged me. And I did not tell you this before. I had this rule that I would only talk to 2 people at a time because it gets confusing. And if anyone else has done online dating, specifically like Match or eHarmony, like, it doesn't matter if you want to date a certain age range. People from all out of the woodwork are going to contact you, like
wow.
8-year-old men and 18-year-old men. It's horrible. You got to be able to like put your blinders on and be like, not right now. Thank you, sweetheart. Bye-bye.
I love that.
And so I would just be able to go through his profile and I was like, check, check, check. And so I sent him a message, or he's actually sent me a message right away. And I asked him out on Thursday. I was like, do you
Yes.
want to go out for drinks? And he's like, I'm out of town. Let's go Friday. And so we met on a Friday and we had the most amazing time. We also got food poisoning. And so
No.
yes. So super funny is that I asked him out that same night because I was like, he has so many things that I want in a relationship, in a man. Like he can make me laugh. I'm attracted to him. I'm barely attracted to many men because whatever.
I
And
feel that. Don't worry. I feel that so much.
and there was just so much about him that I really, really liked. And I saw how we could work together as a couple versus like he has potential. Like, no, we all are great together. So I had asked him out that night and we were planning on going on Saturday. And then we woke with like he woke up at his place. I did not go home. And I woke up at my place and I was like, oh, I'm just hungover. He's like, no, I think we both got food poisoning.
No.
He's like, I never get sick. And I was like, oh. But needless to say, we like continued dating. I actually met his friends and his family 2 weeks later around Thanksgiving. He met my mom and dad a week later.
Wow.
And then 5 months, almost, no, March 13th was the day the pandemic like really halted in where we were living in Omaha. And I moved in that weekend
Wow.
thinking it was going to be like, oh, this will be like a 1 month thing, just like how everyone thought the pandemic was. And in June, we went back to my apartment, closed it up, and I moved in with him. So it was like, we knew that we were going to be together. But I also knew because I knew exactly what I wanted and what I wasn't going to put up with, and had that amazing list of things that kept me focused when I was online dating. So
I'm obsessed. This is my favorite podcast episode yet, but I'm just obsessed with this story because one of the things that I tell people who are single, and I'm also single, so I tell myself that, but one of the things I tell myself when I'm single is like, I think people get so worried I'm going to end up alone forever. If someone came in and was like, listen, your dream relationship is going to be in 1 year, you wouldn't worry. And the other thing that's so cool is like, once you find them, you're never going to be single again. Like you gotta realize that it's such a great time in your life to care about you. But then once you find this person, once you know, I feel like you actually know. And 5 months in, you're moved in and it's not crazy. Like you guys have been together for how long now?
a little over 3.5 years. No, 3 years. Yeah. November of this year was 3 years.
Insane. Like I just honestly believe people when they say, when you know, because I honestly think that that's what happens. And you knew what you wanted. That's the most exciting part.
Yeah, it was great. And you kind of like going back to like, you will die alone thing. Like what's super funny is that my husband is just turned 45. I just turned 40. And so I got divorced around my 30s. And so people are like, you better hurry, hurry up and find a man. You got to get kids, you got to get pregnant and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all, I can't get pregnant and I don't want to have children. So like, I didn't want these people pushing those beliefs onto me.
Amen.
And so, yeah. And so that's also another thing that really sucks is like, you get these pressures to do these things because other people want you to. And when the psychic told me of like, don't care what other people are telling you, it just helped reaffirm that I was hoping he didn't have kids. I was hoping he didn't want kids. And within the first 5-10 minutes, which is so funny when you've done online dating for so long, you're like, interview.
Yes. Yes.
And we were able to knock out so many things. We're like, this, and great. We can pass that off of like, you don't have any kids at home. I don't have any kids at home. Fantastic. Like, let's just keep dating for each other and see what's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. I literally love that story. I can't wait for everyone to hear this story. Like she was in the mini mind the other day and I was like, can you just tell the full story? I love it so much. So I wanted to ask you just a couple questions before you left. So what is your favorite part of Month of Manifesting?
I think what I loved about Month of Manifesting was learning all the different techniques, testing them out on my own and figuring out what really worked for me. And because it's like, you obviously can still manifest after the whole month, it's like, you still get to perfect your way of manifesting and figuring out maybe other tools that help you do that. Maybe that's meditation. Maybe that's going on manifesting walks. Maybe that's learning more about manifesting. So those were the things that helped me like continue getting the ball rolling and manifesting other things.
Wow. And I love this episode so much. And that's the reason that I make it a group a month of manifesting, is because I think one of the most important things with manifesting is seeing other people who have done it and realizing that it can happen for yourself. And so having that group with the testimonials as well, or just hearing this episode, it's like, wait, this stuff is completely real, like completely real. And it's up to you if you want to believe it or not.
Right. But at the same time, like one of the things that you told us too, was like, you have to still take that small action. So like, if you want to sit here and play around, it's like having a goal. You can sit here and be like, I want to lift this amount of weight or lose this amount of weight or travel to Italy. You aren't going to get there by sitting on your butt and doing nothing. So you have to take action, even if that's one small step every single day.
Yes. And like the action can be, and this is so funny because it's not even a plug to invest in yourself, but like if you don't know anything about manifesting, or if you do it, but you need that support, taking the action would be joining the month of manifesting. Like it doesn't 100%. Have to be. Yes.
Totally. I would say that really being able to be with other women that also believed in manifesting was also huge, because I only had a few other friends that believed in some of this stuff. So it was just kind of like, oh, great. Now I'm with like 20 or 30 other women that feel the same way. It's like, heck yeah, I want to be here. Like, so.
Yes. Cause it can be so lonely when people are like, what are you talking about? But when you have these women that are like, I do it. This is like, I practice this. It works. That feeling of like, even in entrepreneurship, that's why I made the mini mind. It's like, you need women that are going through the same things, the same struggles, the same highs and lows, so that you're like the people who you surround yourself with. I definitely believe that.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I love that. And then my next question is, what's your favorite part of just coaching?
Oh my God. Favorite part. Like for me, I love one-on-one coaching. I feel that the breakthroughs happen because you're able to like connect more. But at the same time, like it's so hard. It's just the fact, like, I love being able to help other people, and I love having a coach to help me. Because coaches help see your blind spots, which obviously you did that in the mini mind for me, where I'm like, I thought I already worked through this stuff. So it was like, nope, not enough. So it was really nice to be able to have another person coming in that not necessarily like I said, if you have a friend that's really close to you, that's a coach, she's going to see the things that you already see. You might need someone that's so far removed that you still connect with, that can do this for you.
I completely agree. And so before you go, I just want you to share all the ways to work with you right now, because I know my clients are going to be like, how can we get more of Molly? I'll share all of her information too in the show notes. But yeah, tell us how we can work with you.
Yes. So you can actually like follow me on Instagram at Reinventing the Arena. My website is also reinventingthearena.com, but I have one-on-one coaching available. I only take a limited amount of clients a year, but at the same time, if someone really wants to work with me, I'm not going to say no, as long as it's good fit. I also, for women that are wanting a shorter container, I do things kind of like Sam, where I'll do a 4-week sprint, or we can do a 6-week sprint. But for those that are wanting like really significant changes, it's the 3 or 6 month investments, where we do a bi-weekly coaching. And I'm going to be doing Voxer support because you got me hooked on it, because I love it so much, that I'm also going to be offering that for some of those containers. So
I love that. And some of the transformations that our clients see, like she's going to get really into the dating niche and helping you guys, so that you guys don't have the same experience that she went through, and it's so much smoother, and you have someone in your side, in your court and career. And so both those things are like what everyone's looking for.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at you, I'm like, oh, that's the career, that like the end vision. And I know I'm in my process of my amazing career, but at the same time, like I have my dream husband that I never thought I was going to get, other than listing in an Excel spreadsheet. So I know it's possible. It's just having to do the work and being patient and going for it at the same time.
I love that so much. So thank you so much for wanting to come on here and just doing it because you want people to join this month of manifesting. That's the nicest thing I've ever heard. If you guys do want to join, it is $77, but the price will be going up at some point. And so I would get it now, put the link in my bio, or you can just message me. But basically, you will spend the whole month with me. I'm going to tell you all of my strategies, all the things I manifested, all the testimonials. Last time, the testimonials were insane. And it's just fun. Honestly, I can't really explain other than that. It's just a cheap, fun way to change her life, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
But
I had so much had fun here too. It was so great being able to share all of the most amazing manifesting experiences because of what I've learned from you. So this was so fun.
I love you. And if you guys
Love
listen
you
to this
too.
and you're like, oh my gosh, I love those stories, message us because we want to hear and we want to interact with you guys. But I love you so much. I'm going to give all your information below for anyone who wants to reach out and have the best. What day is it? Tuesday.
Yes. All right. Love you too, Sam.
Love you.